So I just got spoiled for season 2 of Hazbin Hotel, and I'm actually ticked off, so I'm going to turn a complete 360 and use this as motivation for a video to overanalyze Ragatha. To start, at the top, Ragatha has hair that just completely rips off licorice.
No! Bad point!
Why don't you leave this to me before I start thinking your hair looks like licorice?
Jax!
Oh wow, it kinda does.
Stop!
With a tiny little bow on top that is actually surprisingly big. Her clothes are mainly blue, with a bunch of stitches in them, falling back to that classic design of a ragdoll. But her hands are permanently stuck, saying that they're trying to tell me to live long and prosper. As for the face, just a triangle nose with a smile, with one side being a regular doll eye, with the other just being a classic button. Overall, a pretty well-rounded design. Similar to the other members of the circus, she's completely invincible and just cannot die while she's in the circus. Although she doesn't have any toon force like Jax, but it is worth noting that she is one of the only 3 characters that has broken the 4th wall. Also, probably should have mentioned this in the design part, but unlike the others, her insides are filled with stuffing instead of actual organs. Although, I'm pretty sure the others aren't also filled with organs. Her personality is always just happy all the time, which is kind of worrying, to be a bit honest, because there's a theory that Jax pulls these pranks to cope with having to live in the circus, which means Ragatha could also be faking this happiness to try and cope with being in the circus, which I'm not the biggest fan of, to be honest. I love Ragatha's positivity, and she's always so nice to the other members of the circus. In fact, she's kind of like a mother figure. But as always, since she is the mentor figure in this situation, it worries me because it could also possibly bring up the case of her dying, or something even worse. After the release of episode 2, Gooseworx replied to a post that had art of Ragatha being evil, and she said, "This is going to make episode 5 so much more funny." This is concerning. Episode 5 is the episode meant to be focused on Ragatha. However, this could also mean a lot of things. That A, they're just going to meet their opposite counterparts, but it could also mean that this is the episode where Ragatha is going to snap. No more pranks from Jax. She's tired of his bullshit. Completely flipping the script of her character. This is her breaking point. She'll find a new coping mechanism, but it won't be the old happy doll that you know. This one will be more twisted and corrupted. But of course, this is just a theory. That's why it's called Overanalyzing Ragatha. Cause what do I know? But it is a possibility. Heck, in the latest episode, she ties up Jax for the entire thing. They did my boy so dirty. And normally I would just let this slide, but she doesn't even untie them until the adventure is over. We're going to slowly start to see her slip up. And honestly, I'm here for it. Let's see evil Ragatha. Or at the very least, I don't know, an evil clone maybe? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I take that back. Please don't turn Ragatha evil. I beg, please. Okay, so when I was researching her character, I couldn't help but notice her character also does have some flaws. Just for clarification, not in terms of writing, but in terms of how she acts. Shout out to r/the Digital Circus for finding this one in particular. She is way too attached to Pomni. Pomni has been there for what, a few days? And she's the person she decides to stick around. I mean, sure, maybe she's just being nice, but then why do we see none of the other characters doing this? I mean, for Jax, it's obvious, but why not Gangle or Zooble? There are characters that have good intentions. Wait, is this why people ship Ragatha and Pomni? I mean, I can kind of see it. Also, a second flaw is that she's just way too excited about everything adventure related. Like, I get she's trying to remain sane, but why are you so excited about seeing a candy princess?
Look, Pomni, we're already friends with the princess.
I'm not a child, you don't have to hype me up.
I'm with Pomni on this one, and this trend is a constant event that has continued throughout the episodes. But the final flaw that I've seen is that despite Jax toying with her to outright leaving bugs in her bedroom, she does nothing. That is until episode 3, when, like I said, she ties him up. Saddening, but good for her. Finally, what is her relationships like with the other members of the circus? Her relationships with Zooble and Gangle are pretty much the same. Just concern for Gangle getting bullied by Jax, and I would hope concern for Zooble and the reasoning to not go on adventures. As for Kinger, it seems she sees him as someone to go to when she needs guidance, as we saw in episode 2. But it's worth noting this only happened once, and she was surprised he remembered anything for that matter. Jax? Oh boy. She treats him with almost the same level of respect as the others, despite his mischievous demeanor. And until episode 3 released, she was just letting it happen. And her relationship with Pomni is odd because she is new, and yet it seems she sees her as a friend that she could help guide away from abstraction. And like I said before, it's a bit weird how much time she spends with her. And how every time she does this, Jax pops up. Seriously, in post, I was looking at the episodes, and 3 times now, Jax has just showed up while these two were together. Huh. Kinda weird. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. If you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know if you want me to overanalyze any other characters. Also, I don't know who's doing all the leaks for season 2 of Hazbin Hotel, but you're dead to me. Until next time, later.